on the boardwalk and there's a girl, you know, like wearing her scarf and all covered up, and he was just like, and she was like staring at him too, and I was like, just go be with her. That's what you want. I know, really hard for him, and it's only been one day together, but I've been trying so hard to make him happy, and he doesn't seem to be responding to anything. And then all of a sudden, like, his eyes light up. So of course I feel I might not ever be the woman that he really wants. I want to talk about what you do? Go have little chats with girls in other countries? Especially because he's the one in the past with a history of chatting with other girls.
You know what though, to be honest with you, that bit there made me think, okay, because obviously he has a history of talking to other women, is it therefore fair for Nicole to have this paranoia? And I thought about it, I said, you know what, fair enough. But at the same time, you continue to want to be with him. And as far as I'm concerned, the moment people decide to still want to be with somebody is the moment that they should basically set their trust issues to the side. Because really and truly, you're never going to be able to move on or amend that relationship if the trust issues are always going to be alive. You see what I'm saying? Now, for me personally, I personally believe that once trust has been broken, you should leave the relationship. Some people believe that, yeah, if I stay in it, you know, I can wait around and hopefully rebuild that trust, and hopefully I can trust he or she again, all that kind of stuff. And I'm not saying it's not possible. It is definitely possible. But for me personally, do I really want to be a part of that journey, that energy? Not really. So really and truly, once the trust is gone, to be honest with you, in my opinion, you're better off going elsewhere, because here's the thing. We're witnessing someone here reacting on the fact that she doesn't trust him because of what he's done in the past. You see what I'm saying? Which therefore means that at any given time, she can easily be triggered. And also on top of that, the fact that she has her own trust issues in a way, away from the fact that he was obviously, away from the fact that he broke her trust, doesn't help. That is added on to the trust trauma that she already has. You see what I'm saying? So really and truly, Nicole definitely shouldn't have married him. I mean, listen, we know this anyway. Do you know what I mean? These two definitely shouldn't be together. You know, and obviously right now it seems as if they may not be together, because obviously, as I said yesterday, in case you haven't seen the video, I made a video about Mahmoud now being back in Egypt. And also, given the fact that he may have left her, you know, or he may even been deported, who knows? But either way though, hopefully these two are together, because really and truly, they don't have any elements whatsoever that tells me that they should be together. But let's continue.
And you said no.
Like Arab women, then that's what you should do. You should go back to Egypt. Yeah, I saw the whole thing. I saw the whole thing.
I made everything to be with you, and you treat me like that. I'm not going to take this.
Had a lot of.
I mean, listen, he makes a fair point. You know, he left his country, left everything behind, family, you know what I mean? His culture, the people, his friends, you know, obviously the way of living, to be with her. Of course, it would be weird for him to arrive 2 days in, he's already looking at somebody else, already wanting somebody else. So of course, you know, his defense makes a lot of sense, you know. Should Nicole be giving him this hard time, given the fact that he's only just landed, and also given the fact that obviously he has to adjust to America, and also given the fact that, hey, this may just be he may just be in a culture shock because he didn't expect to see anyone in America wearing hijab, anyone to be in traditional clothing. So obviously he's like, whoa. Anyone, to be honest, would be like that. I'm pretty sure I do that sometimes when I go to certain places and I'm like, oh, you're British. What? You know what I mean? Like, I mean, sometimes if I hear a British person in a different country, I really want, I want to listen in a bit more. Doesn't matter whether it's a man or woman. Just I'm saying, okay, be like, huh? Yeah. Or even in the UK, sometimes if I hear someone and they're speaking my native language, or I say that I don't speak anymore, but obviously being from Zimbabwe and obviously speaking Shona, sometimes if I see somebody in the street, boy or girl, you know, and I hear their voice, I'm like, and then I'm like, let me run away. Anyway, let's just continue. So yeah,
Emotions bottled up from the past. This reminds me of sometimes in Egypt where nothing that I did was ever good enough for him.
That hijab, she's the first Muslim I see in the United States. This is why it was like surprised me, because you see something is like saying about like home.
I want to go all because a little piece of my back is showing?
Yes.
That's what the issue is?
Yes, you say.
This is my home. You are so crazy. Mahmoud is in Egypt.
Yes,
I can wear whatever I want in my own house.
Okay, so you can. Okay, I'm done. Give me. I'm done.
back to the whole I'm done. It is quite crazy, and obviously you've come to the States, and let's not forget the whole purpose of him coming to the States was for Nicole to be able to live freely how she wants to live, because at the end of the day when they were in Egypt, she wasn't allowed to do that, or wasn't able to do that because he would not let her do that. But at the same time though, was Nicole delusional to think that he would just miraculously just change his perspective the moment he came to America? The moment that he saw everybody in America loves to have their skin out, regardless of the weather or the event or whatever. I mean, listen, at the end of the day, if he's ever going to change his perspective and realize that America is different, it's not something that's going to happen literally overnight. It's something that's obviously going to happen, you know, obviously over time, whether that be a week, 2 weeks, a month. a few months. Do you see what I'm saying? Okay, it's something that definitely was gonna happen slowly, never gonna be straight away. Ideally, you want to just settle down by at least minimum. I say to be honest with you, maximum by a month. To be honest with you, yeah, maximum by a month. Anything after that is just taking liberties. To be honest with you, but at the end of the day, though, Mahmoud also has to remember why he's come here. He's come here because he wants to be with Nicole, right? Allegedly, he wants the relationship to go far. Okay, cool. And also he has to remember why she didn't want to be in Egypt because of the things he's doing now. But of course, you know, when these two get into heated argument, what does Mahmoud always result by saying?
Exactly what was happening in Egypt that I didn't want to happen here. If any kind of difficult thing comes up or any conflict, his way of handling it is to threaten me with divorce, and he doesn't want to even be with me anymore.
Yep, divorce is always the way, isn't it, Mahmoud? Okay, I'm done. Okay, divorce me. But this is the thing, though. Who would relocate their whole life, from one country to another, knowing that each time you get in a heated debate with your woman, the first thing that you think about is divorce? Because really and truly, if divorce is the first thing that you think about, then that clearly indicates that you have no intentions of wanting to be in that relationship for the long term. Clearly indicates that you're not that dedicated to it. It clearly indicates that you have no plans of actually trying to make it work. You see what I'm saying? Because in reality, people that want to try and make things work, mentioning anything that revolves around breakup, that's like the last thing that comes onto their mouth. You see what I'm saying? It's something that comes and happens only once they've gotten to a certain stage in their life and they feel like, you know what, this really isn't working because this is not healthy for me. You see what I'm saying? But that's a good point though, isn't it? Is this relationship healthy for Mahmoud? Is this relationship healthy for Nicole? Absolutely not, which is probably why he's always jumping to that. You see what I'm saying? Or at the same time that he's probably jumping to that because obviously he comes from a place where he was born and he was raised as a spoiled brat. I remember him being the youngest, being the baby of the family. So obviously we do know, you know, he's definitely got that entitlement. You see what I'm saying? Which obviously sometimes doesn't work in neither. But either way though, we'd have to wait and find obviously how this story evolves throughout the season, shall I say? That's it. But as far as I'm concerned, Nicole is the one that's the biggest donut out of both of them two. She's 40 years of age. She should have known by now what to look for in a man and what not to look for. She should know by now, you know, obviously what type of man that she wants. Do you see what I'm saying? Okay, and she should know by now what she can and cannot tolerate. The fact that she's put herself in this position at 40 years of age is pathetic. It tells me that this woman still has not matured yet, still has not grown up yet, and somebody that clearly struggles to learn from mistakes, and somebody that will keep going into fire rather than getting away from it. And also at the same time, Nicole also has that toxic energy, doesn't she? Because she also has this tendency where she feels the need to gaslight or instigate a situation. Because the situation that happened with them then and there, she instigated the whole thing. Like the whole thing was just unnecessary. And then obviously looking at next week's episode, it looks like next week's episode, she pretty much instigates another argument too. Because Nicole only sees her actions as okay. That she never sees her actions as not okay. But hey, she did say though in the very first episode of this season that we're in America now. She made it abundantly clear, Angela Deem style, we're in America now. So really and truly, we do know for sure that she's going to be going her way to behave however she wants to behave because they're in America now. Nonetheless though, let me know what you're thinking down below in the comment section. We can talk about it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, peace.